Good morning, brothers and sisters. The people in the modern days are busy. Even the brothers and sisters who are elderly, they're very busy as well. They have to take care or handle many things. Even the housewife, students, or those who are working are occupied by many things. You see, the pace of the people nowadays are very fast. Even they don't have time for their meals. It isn't because everyone is rushing. They don't have the opportunity to pause. But I'd like to remind you all to have time to come before the Lord. Never see it as negligible. Instead, it is very important. No matter how busy you are, you shall come before the Lord whenever you have time to behold Him or say to Him, "Oh Lord, I love you." That's already very good. Your heart turn to Him and talk to Him with precious words. Do not despise on this response, for the Lord treasured it so much. There was a man named Nehemiah in the Bible. He was also very busy. I believe there is nobody is more busy than him. He even didn't have time to wash himself. But he knew well how to draw near to the Lord. He knew well how to come before Him. The Bible has recorded his calling upon God again and again. May you remember me. The Lord knew that he was so busy. The Lord treasured his prayers very much. It is so precious to have interaction of love with the Lord all day. Even the words or contents was not much, but just a short prayer as Nehemiah. Then you can have the fellowship with God. That makes the Lord treasured and enjoyed so much as well. I'm saying you don't have to spend time to stay before the Lord. You still can have many key moments. Get off one bus stop early and walk with the Lord. Or you can go to the park when you pass by on the way home. Sit there with the Lord for 5 to 10 minutes. The Lord really treasures so much if you value on this matter. He will reveal to you and talk to you in your heart. May we improve and enter deeper for our drawing near to the Lord, so that we can experience Him more. May the Lord bless us. Brothers and sisters, the verses I'd like to share with you is in Psalms 53, verse 1 to 2. And it said, "The fool says in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt, doing abominable iniquity. There is none who does good. God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any who understand, who seek after God." Why the verse said, "There is no God, they are corrupt, doing abominable iniquity"? The atheists may come to oppose us or think we as Christians are prejudiced. Actually, the psalmist would like to point out one thing, that a man has no God in his heart. He is a non-believer. He can commit a very sinful thing. For the non-believer, they don't believe there is judgment, so they can do whatever they want. The non-believer is actually foolish, for they are not truly believe there is no God in their heart. Instead, when they quiet themselves or they look at the things in the world, they also think that destiny decides what they should be. When they see something which is unjust, they think that there shall be a judgment. There is God to judge the thing in the world. But when they want to commit wrong, when they want to turn away from God, they have an excuse that God is not exist. Not only to reassure themselves and make them feel bitter to commit sin, they are not willing to face the reality. There was a man asked a brother who was a preacher. The man said to the preacher, I believed God when I was in high school, but now I'm in a university and I don't believe God anymore." And the preacher was about 50 years old, said to him, "Young man, you don't believe God at this moment, right? Let me ask you a question. Did you have any improvement on your moral standard? As the atheist, the atheistic theory has helped you a lot and make your thoughts and moral more pure and lofty? Or was it an opposite?" The face of this young man has turned red. He also admits that when he thought God was not exist anymore, his moral standard has dropped. The preacher continued, "I'm afraid you don't believe there is no God, just you don't want God exist." Brothers and sisters, I treasure verse 2 and mention God looks down from heaven on the children of man to see if there are any who understand, who seek after God. The desire of God and His heart are revealed to us, not that God is waiting for the judgment, but He is seeking those who seek Him. When man encounters the difficulties or sufferings, man will seek God. God is also happy. He is happy to help us. But if you ask yourself, are you willing to spend time to understand God and seek Him? For the believers as we are, have we spent time or even used our resources as a role model for the atheists? After we believe does not mean we have found God, but we need God every day. Shall our spirit seek God every day? Or we are just like the man in the world, become the fool? Brothers and sisters, I hope we are living in His presence and His reality all through our lives. I'd like to tell you a story. There was a man who wanted to have a haircut. He was talking to the hairdresser. They have talked about many things. They also talk about God. The hairdresser said, "I don't believe there is God." Then the man asked, "What made you think like this?" Then the hairdresser replied, "You can go out and have a look, then you know there is no God. You tell me, if there is God, why there many people get sick? Why there are many kids were abandoned? If there is God, there shall be no suffering. There is no way I can think of God who loved man and He allowed all these things happen." The man thought for a while. He didn't answer him, for he didn't want to have a debate with him. The hairdresser has finished his haircut and the man was ready to leave. Not long after, he saw there was a dirty man walked in the street, whom his hair and beard was so long. He looked so dirty and unclean. Then the man turned around and went back to the shop and said to the hairdresser, "Do you know the hairdresser is not exist?" The hairdresser felt so strange and said, What are you talking about? I'm here. I'm the hairdresser who just cut your hair." "No, the hairdresser is not exist. If they are, people with long hair and beard should not exist." Then the hairdresser looked so odd. "How can you say things like this? I'm the hairdresser and here I am. But if people don't want to come to me and ask for a haircut, so their hair and beard grow." Then the man said with confidence, "That's the point. It is the same. As God is existing, it is man who doesn't come to Him and seek Him. They didn't look upon Him and ask for His help. Therefore, they suffer a lot of pain and disaster happen in this world." Brothers and sisters, we also need God very much. We have many things happen on us. We might find it is so painful and difficult, but have you realized there are many things which are unnecessary? All we need to do is to come to God. He is real. God will help us for sure, for He is my salvation. He is more than happy to help us. May we be the seeker of God.